After last video, I really just wanted to spend time expanding on my thoughts. As you know, last video I made like a video talking about Daco and how he just basically said that Sonic was a very simple story compared to FNAF, and I just wanted to dispute that. FNAF is a simple story, point blank and simple. There is not a story less simple than FNAF. FNAF, the original game, was basically about the simple process of what if you kill kids and put them into suits. Now, I'm not saying that that's the entire thing, obviously. I would be stupid to say that. The FNAF story is not complicated because you know all the information, and it just looks complicated when you look at all the information. The FNAF story is complicated because you don't have all the information. So you can never truly be right. No matter what you say about FNAF, you will never be right, and that should irk you. That there is so little you actually know about the franchise, and I mean this. I dare you to list in a single opinion that is not disputed. I dare you to. You can't find a single opinion that is not disputed that actually makes the story complicated. Have you ever heard of the idea of Schrodinger's retcon? It's the idea that if you don't know that information is in the box that you are playing currently, does it actually exist? Okay, so let me give you an example. FNAF is like one of the few things that I can actually say this for. So imagine in Sonic, they show giant boulders hitting people, and they obviously are coming from the sky. They're showing you that it's coming from the sky, and all of the scenes are actually like 16-bit. So there's no voice acting, they're 16-bit, but there's boulders hitting them from the sky. Now, they say later they show off like aliens, but you have to like connect the aliens to the boulder. But then you get to another game and there's actually like 40 steps in between them, the aliens, and the boulders that leads to people dying. That's what FNAF is to me, right? There's a lot of stuff, like a lot of dots, but there is no connection point. Oh, William Afton built giant murder robots. Well, he's crazy. But no, he might not actually be crazy because he may have built it because the crying child died before the girl who died from the minor robot. But actually, no, he might have just been a murderer the complete entire time because he murdered 5 kids, and then his son died, and then his daughter died, and then he killed his business partner's daughter too? Like what? What? Like how does that, where's the logic? Where's the logic coming from? Because if you know the character's logic, which he has none, except for alternative material, which everybody says all the alternative material should be taken that literally, but like what else do we have? And FNAF is insanely frustrating, mostly because the best story is literally the newest game. And it's not the best story because it actually, you know, connects a lot of the lore, makes everything previously make sense. It created an entire new story and then told us that it was connected to the previous games, and it just retroactively made a whole bunch of stuff not make sense. In fact, I'm gonna say this. I bet there's like some part of the lore in the original FNAF game that actually points to Edwin Murray actually existing. Not retroactively at all. I bet there is some evidence in literally FNAF 1 that Edwin Murray exists, because obviously it's not a retcon that Edwin Murray existed. There's a whole bunch of connecting points between FNAF 1 and Secret of the Mimic. So let me explain to you the most important FNAF story that actually made me like the franchise. Made me actually go back and go like, okay, I'll watch all these theories now. Like, okay, so this guy named Edwin Murray, he got his wife killed because he's so neglectful that his wife had to go out and help people. So he went out to go help people, his wife dies, and then he's like, oh, so I'm just gonna get deeper into my work now that I don't have the love of my life around, not realizing, oh wait, I still have to take care of this kid. Now he says he loves his kid, but no, you know, he built him a makeshift fucking park, and he built it right outside of his front door. And so when he built it out front of his front door, he goes out and he sends this guy named the Mimic that he made like a while prior, but like he made it very well. So he makes the Mimic, and then the Mimic goes out to go see him, but little Timmy is dead. So with little Timmy being dead, Edwin just gets deeper into his work, and then he ignores the mimic. He ignores the mimic. Not just the one mimic, but the two mimics, okay? Yes, there's two mimics. And that sounds pretty complicated when you explain it like that, but no, they explain it to you like right at the beginning that there's already one mimic, and then they make a second mimic. Edwin beats the mimic. He beats it because he's upset that his son died. And, you know, he starts ignoring the mimic after that. So then the mimic blows his ass up. That shit looked like a fucking butt bomb. That's what it is. And so FNAF is so good. Like, I really, really, really like Secret of the Mimic. And it made me go back and like really think about the rest of the series in a negative light, because Scott Cawthon could have just like did stuff like this the entire time. But no, he spent the entire time making the story so cryptic that it doesn't even make sense. Like, I literally cannot explain to you how many times I've seen people do the same theory over and over again, saying that there's new evidence when there's actually just old evidence that you never saw previously. And actually, that old evidence that you didn't see previously actually disparages other evidence that might be in the game, destroying somebody else's theory. So instead of like those two talking about it, they just like look at the video and they go like, oh, maybe this video is valid if I go at it from this perspective. So you built another perspective saying that William Afton actually cares about his kid. And I'm just like, oh my god, what are we doing here? What is wrong with these people? And then there's nothing wrong with them. They just have a problem with the series because the series that they're covering doesn't actually have any connection points. You know, I think the one moment that made me really, really, really dislike FNAF was after FNAF 5's hidden cutscene, because I was always a casual gamer. I never did any of the 6 nights on any other game except for FNAF's sister location. And the reason why I did it is because I didn't get any of the 5-night gameplay that I came to the games for, right? Now, I didn't like FNAF 4, so I was hoping it wasn't just gonna be that again, but it's very, very strange. When I get into the actual stuff, I just see a cutscene of this guy getting purpler and purpler, and I'm thinking, oh, this guy is Michael Afton, or the guy we're playing as. He's Exotic Butters, actually. His name is Exotic Butters or something like that. He has Mike taped at the top of it, so I just think his name is Michael because Mike and Michael, fuck you. Okay, so we get into that, and then we get to the end. He's fully purple. Okay, so I know that the guy got scooped and he opened his eyes, so I know that this is the same guy we're playing as. But like, I also think that we're not playing as William, and then we're not playing as William, we're playing as Mike, and he's purple. So did the purple guy in this game kill all those children? Am I playing as the murderer? His name is Mike, not Will. What happened? And the only reason I know his name is Will is because of a book. They only say the original William's name in the original game, and then he has a voice at the end of this game, so I know that they're two different people. But then, am I not watching the purple guy? And so it's like, okay, very confused, right? Very, very, very confused. And it didn't have to be this way. All you had to do was make him green. Make Michael green, and all the problems go away. It's like saying FNAF isn't about the journey. It's about like how we got there. And I'm just like, okay, but like, don't you think it's kind of odd that, you know, Jesus is walking upside down underwater with his hands on the sea floor when it's actually like 4,000 feet deep, and he's walking with his hands on the sea floor even though he doesn't have the ability to stretch? And you just say, yeah, but like, you know, there's some theories that I have about that, and then everybody just fucking groans because all you have is theories, never the answers. Okay, where are the answers, bitch? Where are the answers, motherfucker? What are the answers, asshole? Okay, you keep telling me what you think is happening. Tell me what is actually happening, because it's getting to the point where I'm just like, okay, I love the fact that this is so fucking stupid. That's what I love. Like, Sonic is not like simple. Sonic is probably just as complex as FNAF is, but like the complexity of FNAF comes from the fact that you don't actually know anything. That's what's complex about FNAF. The fact that you know nothing and you will never know anything. Okay, like, I feel like if the story gets more complicated after Secret of the Mimic, I am definitely probably never playing a FNAF game again in my life, because FNAF is really good, but I can't get invested in the story that just doesn't go anywhere. Okay, well, it does go places, but you don't know how it got there. That's my criticism, man. That is my criticism. I am forced to bear the cross of the fact that I know nothing and I need to be happy. Thanks for watching. Like, sub, comment, thanks.
Grumpy, bashful, and Tyrone. I never save a black beacher's number in my phone. It's the Mambo King, Xavier Cougat. Call me Mario, nigga, cause I'm wearing my coon hat. Some of my best friends are black, but they say I'm fucking racist, 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 racist. Homie, I ain't the one who put your ass on a slave ship, slave ship, slave ship.